Hello everyone, Dr. Shabazz here, and this is a quick video about the mini case for the Kind snack bar. And hopefully you have enjoyed your time off. We have a couple of more weeks left, and so we want to make sure that we finish strong. This company, Kind, is a relatively new company. It has been around since 2004 and was purchased in 2020 by the Mars Corporation, which makes a variety of products. If you can recall the chart I gave you, the conglomeration of companies, Mars is one of those companies that has a number of other subsidiaries, and now Kind being one of those, which it purchased for an estimated $5 billion. And in this process, they have decided that they're going to target 35 countries. At this point, I don't know what 35 countries those are, but I would imagine those are countries that were already in Mars' geographic landscape as far as market penetration. They're just going to add the Kind brand into that distribution channel. And the information that I have found, and you may find other bits of information, they mention Germany, China, and France as three of their markets that they are targeting. And so what I have done over the break is I have suggested that we focus only on China. China has a very interesting demographic with an increasing middle class, thus an increasing taste for non-essential goods, snacking, and there's quite a few articles that talk about snacking in general, and then also the snack bar market in China that you'll find. So if we take a look at the assignment, I'm going to bring this up and zoom in on the first page. So here I give a background of the company. Daniel Lebetsky is the founder of Kind. And if you're familiar with their product, I brought some to class, so you should be familiar with it. But they are it's a snack bar, but it prides itself on using wholesome ingredients, more like a health food bar, something that you would use as an alternative to a candy bar. And of course, Mars company has decided that that was one aspect of their product line that they were lacking, and they decided to buy the company. And that is one of the textbook ways of getting into a market and allowing the subsidiary to keep their brand and to keep everything that they have built up into that point. So going down, we look at the objective that we have. Kind manufactures solely in the United States. So they primarily make the products here and then they export them to the various markets. And the question here is, in those 35 markets, what are some of the other ways to capitalize off of the Kind brand and the changing trends when we talk about the intake of snack foods? It's a very lucrative business, particularly in Western countries, but it's also increasing in other developing markets. So we're going to focus on a gigantic market, consumer market, and we talk about 300 million that perhaps can afford luxury products and who may have the disposable income to buy non-essential goods. And so we look at the objective, which is to identify and prioritize geographic markets best suited for market expansion. Since we didn't get the information, or I have not received the information yet about their specific countries, we're going to focus on the one And what you will do in this project is you will make recommendations on the Chinese market based upon the factors of obviously the SWOT analysis, but also the PESTLE. So the political, economic, social, technological, environmental, legal, and cultural environments that we will look at. And some of those things are pointed out here. Obviously, you want to do a review of the research findings, and I'll go through some of the links that I found. Identify kinds, forays overseas, and the results. So in this case, we're going to focus on China and look at what has occurred in China and what their success has been thus far. Success or failures have been. SWOT analysis of kind. Of course, strengths and weaknesses are internal factors. Opportunities and threats are external factors. And then the pest analysis, such as labor regulations, snack bar prices, consumer behavior, innovative practices in packaging, product line adaptation, and distribution. These are all parts of this PESTLE analysis that we talk about. Devise a global strategy using standardization and adaptation strategies. Now, we're going to focus on one country, so certainly it won't be a global strategy in a sense that we're looking at the entire market. At this point in time, we need to kind of move or look at a very limited market so that we don't run out of time. So in terms of drafting the case, you're going to look at the state of the industry. That is the confectionery industry. There's the SWOT analysis, the PESTLE-C analysis, the kinds foray into global markets and the results. So you can do an overall view of their foray into global markets and talk about the 35 where they found success, provide some background information on their expansion, relevant facts, most important issues. Then you're going to formulate and include a thesis statement summarizing the outcome of your analysis in 1 or 2 sentences. What were your findings? So that's at the end when you formulate a thesis statement. Now you're looking at what were the findings. So a thesis statement may include some findings as it relates to success in certain markets. Maybe that it takes a little bit more time to of product adoption in certain markets because they're not used to snacking, or they may be used to snacking but not snacking on snack bars. If you go to China and you go to some countries, specifically in Asia, that's what comes to mind. You'll walk along the street and you go to a market area, you'll see all kinds of snacks. And even in some alleys, we walked up to this, I guess it was a woman who was selling snacks out of her house. And these snacks, if you looked at them, I have pictures of them, and they look very tasty. But we were on the move, so we just kind of passed by. But people tend to enjoy those snacks. But when we think of snacks, we may think of candy, we may think of getting something chocolatey or getting something very sweet and sugary. But in other countries, their sweet tooth is not going to be as strong as what we have here. So number 3, alternatives, outline product positioning in this new market. And so again, we're talking about China, where you have this idea of segmentation, targeting, and positioning. And so positioning, you're basically putting that product in front of that target market. You have segmented. Now out of those segments, you're choosing one and you want to target that group and then take that product and position it in front of that audience to reach the maximum exposure. And so here, the thesis statement may be such that you have found out that there's a specific targeting in China. Maybe it is to their youthful population. Maybe it is to their those who are more health oriented, those who work out or who are into fitness. Maybe it's the older population. Maybe it's people who are busy and who are looking for meal replacement options. And some of these snack bars are looked at as meal replacement opportunities. So you look at that, and then you come up with, based upon your analysis, you come up with that thesis statement, and then the findings. What did you actually find out about their positioning in that target market? You're looking at the extent of standardization versus adaptation. Were there any new products developed? How did they fare? If no expansion has been attempted, what was the reason? Now, in China, I don't know where they're marketing the products. I don't know whether it's just in Shanghai and Beijing or they're expanding in the outskirts, but those are some things that you'll have to determine and list under constraints and reasons and explain why maybe alternatives failed or maybe some efforts to expand may have failed. I'm not really sure. I haven't seen any information, specific information about that. But again, that's something that you will find once you research a bit deeper. Provide analysis of, I have 3 new markets, but we're only going to do China. So I'll just put the Chinese market. And with this, we will provide a solution to what the possibilities are in China, even in terms of new flavors, new forms. As you know, Kind has come out with a frozen version, and then the bark that's in the bag that you eat, snacking chocolate. So there might be some other ways of presenting Kind. I went and I looked up and I like to do this with Google. I like to just put in things like China or Chinese snack bars. You put Chinese snack bars here. And the idea is just to see what they're used to, see what they're eating. And so then you find out that they have a very robust market for snack foods. So as you see, Chinese peanuts and sesame candy bars. They got a lot of different types of snacks. Looks like it could be sesame seeds, black sesame seeds. They've got something that looked like churros that you would eat in a lot of Latin American countries. They've got a lot of different types of snack foods that they offer in China. So the idea is to find some way of differentiating the Kind product from those others that are on the market and support this solution with solid evidence. Then you have specific strategies for marketing that product and recommend further action to resolve some of the issues or barriers to entry. And that's it primarily for that mini case. It's just more of the process of exploring and looking at China and looking at some of the factors and taking the product, analyzing the product and making solutions. This is a very standard way of looking at a market, and obviously we're not doing an extensive analysis, but it's enough of an analysis to give you a taste of what consumer goods companies actually do. So let me show you some of the search results, and you're going to do this. Most likely you have been already doing this, but certainly you'll just start out very general, China kind snack bars, and then you will find a lot of different options here. Obviously you have the kind main website, and then they have some information about how their story or about how the company got off the ground, etc., etc. Lots of different articles. I think this one I shared with you before, the Chinese brand. And so this is the branded product in China, and it seems like they have the same product line in terms of flavors. And then there are others that I found, including Mars, incorporating major packaging innovation for kind bars. So they're getting into the kind of sustainability question, the eco-friendly question for the products. I'm not sure if it's for all of their products, but it specifically says kind products. Here you have more information from Kind Snacks. Very good article here. China shoppers focus on well-being to drive healthy snacks. And then there are others. China snack bar market, which would be good information. In fact, we may want to look at some of this information. So going forward, Kind Snacks expands into 4 new food categories. So as you can see, they have now a frozen, what is classified as a frozen dessert. Kind frozen bars are like their bar bars, but creamier and more frozen. Top-rated snack bars in Chengdu. China's growing snacking segment needs some spicing up probably. Then they have some other types of snack bars here. And this is Pinterest, so it's going to be very visual. This gives you an idea. Not all of these are Chinese, but it just may give you ideas of presenting new products, etc., etc., etc. Here's an article of the purchase, the acquisition of the Kind brand, and this is the Mars website. I didn't see the Kind brand on this website, and I didn't see it anywhere else, but it's probably listed somewhere. So that's going to do it. I just wanted to show you, just wanted to talk about those few things, and just wanted to give you some information and some guidance. We'll talk more about it on Monday, but hopefully you've enjoyed your time off, and let's finish strong these last couple of weeks. Let's when we get back, let's discuss it, and then let's go from there. All right, enjoy your weekend, and I'll see you Monday. Bye-bye.